But I do want to show you one thing about mold cleanup. If we're getting into mold cleanup, if you look into my website here, there is an entry. If you just look up mold or even overview, and here's an overview about cleaning up mold that I actually designed after the Montreal floods to make it clear. There's some really important details here. Of course, it's all about the moisture. People always ask, should we use bleach? No, we don't use bleach. And there's some really good reasons. One is if you mix bleach with another cleaner that has ammonia in it, it gives off a toxic gas and can send you to the hospital while you're trying to clean up, whether or not you have mold. The other detail is that bleach will kill mold, but killing mold is not what we're after. Let's just take a look down the page here. Removing mold is more important than killing mold. Why? Well, dead mold gives off spores as much, if not more so, than live mold. And so you can kill it, but you can get the same problems of allergies or something else from the dead mold. So what we want to do is go in and clean up the mold, completely scrape it off, clean it off, remove it. So somebody says, I'm going to come in and just spray a disinfectant all over the place and let it dry, and then we'll close the wall. No way, because we have to get rid of the mold, live or dead. Okay? Now, there are limits to DIY cleanup, or even what I call untrained mold cleanup. The DIY is when you want to really do it yourself. And Canada Mortgage and Housing Corporation has kind of defined, because we get mold all year round. We don't have to have a flood in the basement to have mold. And they sort of say if it's less than 1 square meter, that's pretty big. If it's a spot that's less than 1 square meter or a line that doesn't add up to more than a square meter, you can clean it up yourself. You just wear some face protections and dust mask, gloves, and basically use dish soap and clean it up, put it into bags and get rid of it. Okay? Or even if you're removing material like moldy drywall. When you get into a whole wall, a whole basement, it's that now we've got more things to control, and it's too big a job to really do well by yourself. One of the problems we get is a lot of well-meaning renovators who have not been trained in remedial actions about mold will get in and do it for you. They'll just go in and rip that out, almost like Mike Holmes on television. And what they're not doing is containing the spores. They may be spreading it all over the house or all over the neighborhood or all over yourself. There's some real careful details about how to do that right. And even if you are doing it by yourself, by the way, you wear a mask, you wear gloves, and then you wear clothes, and the clothes you're going to double wash by themselves. Little details like that. A lot of other things you just throw away. And by the way, you never take things from a moldy basement up to the house to dry it out. That'll only take the spores with it. Take them outdoors. Get them out and dry them out if you can out there. Most things in flood situations are not able to be recuperated because of the mold and the contamination. And so, unfortunately, most of it is scrap. So, piling your house up with this stuff. Now, if you pile your house up before it gets wet, that works. You keep it dry, it's not moldy. Okay? Down in the bottom, here's the key. The proper sequence for work. You pump out, vacuum out, or mop out the water. So we get rid of the water first. Then you isolate the contaminated rooms. And that can be by sealing doorways, ducts, and perhaps even create a bit of negative pressure using HEPA filtered fans to the outdoors to prevent anything from moving into the rest of the house. Then you remove all contaminated building materials and contents out of the living spaces. Then you remove all mold and clean the surfaces. And last, you start the drying process. Notice, we don't dry out before we remove the mold, because in doing that, those fans will spread it all over every place. So yes, we want to dry out as fast as possible, but it means one big day of hard work of we open it all up, we get rid out of the house of everything that is contaminated, including drywall, and then we clean everything rapidly. Then we start the drying process, okay? And I just want to show you plastic sheets with zippers. Here's what they look like. It's a cool thing. You can buy it with the plastic sheet and the zipper already on it, or you can buy just zippers. And when you do that, you put the plastic sheet over your door, your archway, or whatever. This is good for regular renovation, just to control dust. You glue that zipper, it's got a sticky back tape. You glue it onto it, then you open the zipper and take a knife and cut it. That's the way to position it. And if you have two of these, you can actually roll the plastic up when you want to take things in and out, roll it back down. This is the best way to control divorce dust. Okay. We just isolate this room off from the rest of the house, and that's really necessary when we're dealing with mold.